ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरि ओम। सुमुखश्च एकदन्तश्च कपिलो गजकर्णकः लंबोदरश्च विकटो विघ्नराजो विनायकः धूमकेतुर्गणाध्यक्षः फालचन्द्रो गजाननः वक्रतुण्डः शूर्पकर्णो हेरम्बः स्कन्दपूर्वजः शुक्लाम्बरधरं विष्णुं शशिवर्णं चतुर्भुजं प्रसन्नवदनं ध्यायेत् सर्वविघ्नोपशान्तये। यस्य द्विरदवक्त्राद्याः पारिषद्याः परस्सतं विघ्नं निघ्नन्ति सततं विश्वक्सेनं तमाश्रये। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुर्साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। सच्चिदानन्दरूपाय कृष्णाय अक्लिष्टकारिणे नमो वेदान्तवेद्याय गुरवे बुद्धिसाक्षिणे कृष्णद्वैपायनं व्यासं सर्वभूतहिते रतं वेदाब्जभास्करं वन्दे समाधिनिलयं मुनिं जन्माद्यस्य यतः अन्वयात् इतरतश्च अर्थेषु अभिज्ञः स्वराट् तेने ब्रह्महृदायः आदिकवये मुह्यन्ति यत् सूरयः तेजोवारिमृतां यथा विनिमयो यत्र त्रिसर्गो मृषा धाम्ना स्वेन सदा निरस्तकुहकं सत्यं परं धीमहि धर्मः प्रोचिधकैतवोऽत्र परमो निर्मत्सराणां सताम् वेद्यं वास्तवम् अत्र वस्तु शिवदं तापत्रयोन्मूलनम् श्रीमद्भागवते महामुनिकृते किं वा परैः ईश्वरः सद्यः हृदिः अवरुध्यतेः अत्र कृतिभिः सुश्रुषिभिः तत्क्षणात् निगमकल्पतरोर्गलितं फलं सुखमुखात् अमृतद्रवसंयुतं पिबत भागवतं रसमालयं मुहुरहो रसिकाः भुवि भावुकाः यं प्रव्रजन्तम् अनुपेतम् अपेतकृत्यं द्वैपायनो विरह कातर आजुहाव पुत्रेति तन्मयतया तरवः अभिनेदुः तं सर्वभूतहृदयं मुनिम् आनतोऽस्मि। यः स्वानुभावम् अखिलशुचिसारम् एकम् अध्यात्मदीपम् अतितितीर्ष्यतां तमोन्धम संसारिणां करुणयाः पुराणगुह्यं तं व्याससूनुम् उपयामि गुरुं मुनीनां नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयम् उदीरयेत्। With Bhagavan's grace, let us continue from where we left off yesterday. Sati Devi comes to know that her father is performing a very Uttama Yagam, Maha Uttama Yagam, called Brihaspati Savam. And to attend that Yagam, Rishigal, various Rishigal, Devadegal, everybody is going there. And she hears them speaking about this. And as they travel through the sky, she also finds not only the Rishigal, but also Rishi Patnigal are also there. Various Rishi Patnigal. And remember, most of these Rishi Patnigal are also her sisters, her own sisters, right? So they're all beautifully decorated, wearing beautiful clothes, ornaments, everything else, very happily, enthusiastically, everybody is going. And then there is Gandharva Strigal also. And some of them, the passage through the sky was very close to her physically. So she could see them, she could hear them. So naturally, she gets a desire to attend this yagam. And then she tells her husband, Swami, your father-in-law is arranging this Yaga Mahotsavam. It's begun and it's now happening. Niryapitaha is the word she uses. And if you desire, we also can go there. All the Devagal are also going there. And my sisters will be there in that Yagam. And along with their husband, they will be there. They also want to see their friends and everybody. And then in the yagam, there will be a paribarham. The yaga offerings will be there, which is so sacred. And I want to receive those. I want to get this also along with you. And here, Swami, my sisters who are equal in every aspect to their husbands, who are all Brahma Rishigal and Sapta Rishigal, as you know, they are all equal to them in every aspect. And also in addition to them, my mother, who's now quite sad because she has not seen me for so many years, for a very, very long time. She has not seen me. Remember the very first slokam, it says, Sumahan Kalaha Atichakrame. Sumahan Kalaha, great amount of time. She has not seen her own daughters. So naturally she is also eager. She is also sad. The sense she has not seen her. My mother is there. And then the whole yagam, the purpose is only sacrifice. That is unnadam. And that is the flag that it is carrying. So any place where there is sacrificial offering is made, that is a great place to attend. How can I miss it, Swami? For all these purposes, I'm also very eager to attend that. I'm very desirous of that. And then she continues. Slokam number 11. Tvayi etat ascharya aja atmamayaya vinirmitam bhati gunatraya atmakam tata api aham yoshite atattva vichya te dina vidrukshe bhava me bhava kshitim. That is slokam number 11. Tvayi etat Ascharya aja atmayaya vinirmitam bhati gunatraya atmakam tata api aham yoshite atattva vichya te dina vidrukshe bhava me bhavakshitim. The words are fairly clear, so we will go directly to the meanings. The Aja, or the birthless one, she addresses her husband. And in the previous slokam, she addressed him as Mridha. And if you look at slokam number 8, she says Vama. Right? Each one has a beautiful meaning. Vama and Mridha. And now she says Aja. Gunatraya Atmakam Etat Ascharyam. Gunatraya Atmakam. The three gunas. What is it the three gunas composed of? This whole creation, the whole Jagat. Etat, this Jagat, Ascharyam. Wondrous, amazing. This creation, this world, this universe, whatever you want to call it. Atmamayaya vinirmitam tvayi bhati. Atmamayaya vinirmitam. It has been created, it has been manifested by your own mayai, yoga mayai. And tvayi bhati, it is shining only in you. Tvayi is very important. In you. We are all in Bhagavan. Remember, in the womb of Bhagavan, Srimad Narayana is where we all of us are. So Tvayi Bhati, when I say Srimad Narayana, please don't think it is immediately Vaishnava and Saiva. No. We have got to go beyond this nonsensical thing, because if you want to progress truthfully, sincerely, then you must unlearn and give up all the wrong things you may be carrying in your mind. Okay? Narayana means Nara Ayanam. Which way you want to call it? Beautiful meaning it is, the word Narayana. Shiva, the same thing, Mangalam, auspiciousness. Okay? Where there is Satyam, there is Shivam. Where there is Shivam, there is Sundaram. Okay? Where there is truth, there is auspiciousness. Where there is auspiciousness, there is beauty. So very as simple as that. Okay? So Tvayi Bhati, it is shining. All the things we see, we hear, all the things we cognize with our senses and with our mind. Everything is actually, we're able to cognize it because of the effulgence and intelligence, whatever we think we have understood. Everything is the knowledge that whatever it is, it's all that effulgence that is all in you. Tvayi bhati, they're all shining in you only because it has been created by you, Swami. Tata api, even when it is like that, O Bhava, O Sivaperuman, she says, Bhava, te atmavit, okay, there is a word missing here. So, tata api, te, tata api, even when it is like that, O Bhava, O Sivaperuman, te, your, see, you can, atatvavit is the way the slokam is saying here, okay? Atatvavit. Tatvavit means one who knows the tattvam, the truth. Atatvavit means one who doesn't know, ignorant. Like me, for example. Atatvavit, right? I don't know the truth, right? Simple. So I don't know myself. So, atatvavit, when it is like this, Peruma Swami, the whole thing has been created by you and is shining only in you, but your true self, I do not know. I am also a Dina. Dina means a simpleton, one who has not used his buddhi properly. But that me, one who is ignorant and does not use my buddhi properly, Yoshitu cha, I'm the Stri. Stri means in this case not only a feminine, but dependent on Bhagavan. You and I, regardless of our gender, are all Stris only. Because we are all dependent on something else. So because that sense of dependence is given by Stri. So being that, I'm ignorant, I'm also a simpleton, I'm depending on you. Aham me bhava kshitam vidrukshe. Aham, I, may mine, bhava kshitam, the house where I was born in, the home where I was born in, we call it Tamil Piranda Veedu, right? So that one, it says, Vidrukshe, I desire to see it. Swami, the whole creation of three gunas have been created only by you. You are birthless. Been created by you. They all shine only you. But I do not know that. I'm ignorant. In spite of the fact I'm married to you, I'm ignorant of the truth. Not only that, I'm also a simpleton, fully dependent on you. I'm desirous of seeing the home where I was born. Paranda Videsh says. So, Siddhrukshe. Then number 12. Tasya prayantihi abhava anya yoshitaha api alankataha kantasakaha varuyasaha yasam vrajadbihi sitikantha manditam o nabho vimanaihi kalaham sapandubihi. Pasya prayantihi abhava anya yoshitaha alankataha kantasakaha varu yasaha yasam vrajadbihi sitikantha manditam nabho vimanaihi kalaham sa pandubihi. The words are fairly clear, but when the padam artham comes, you will understand the remaining words. Abhava. Bhava means to be. Abhava means something that is birthless. It is always there. When we say, I'm born, that means I'm also going to die. It's a temporary thing. But there is a constancy in all this. That constancy is Abhava. Abhava, Swami, who's birthless, therefore deathless, who's always present. Siti Kanta. Now, this Kanta is neck. Right? We all know that. Nila Kanta, we say like that. Now, Siti Kanta is also the dark blue, the purple type of color. That Neelakanta, we say, that Siti Kanta was Ebarmane. Vrajat Bihi, the traveling, the people who are going. Kala Hamsa Pandubihi, Kala, so best, good, very good, it's excellent quality. What excellent quality it is? Hamsa, the Hamsa bird, like that. Pandubihi, white. Pandu means actually white. Okay. And Dhritarashtra's brother was called Pandu because he had an illness. The skin was white. That's why he was called Pandu. That's one of the reasons he also died early. And so, Kala Hamsa Pandubihi, the Pandubihi Yasam Vimanaihi. Let us take that together so we understand. All these spatial vehicles, the aeroplanes we call them, all these things that are flying around, are traveling, Vrajat Bihi, they are traveling, they are like so brilliantly white in color. And Yasam Vimanaihi, which planes say they're flying here? Nabaha Manditam. Which spatial vehicle, the aeroplanes that are white in color, traveling like this, by which Nabaha, the sky, the Akasham, Manditam, is being garlanded, so to speak, ornament, it's like that. It's so beautiful it is. Then, Kanta Sakaha, along with their husbands and also friends, Sakaha. Now, the word Sakha is important. Let me see what Ka is used here. Kanta Sakha. So, Kanta means husband. Sakaha means friends. So, along with their husbands and friends, Varu Yasaha. Okay. Now, Varu Yasaha is a very interesting word. Okay. In some places it is called Varu Tasaha, and Varu Yasaha means, Yasa means fame, reputation born out of good conduct, which is sacrifice. Sacrifice gives you the tejas, that fame, that reputation, like Kanchi Paramacharya now, for example, if you think. Or even Abdul Kalam, people like that, right? You think of them differently. That reputation, right? That out of their sense of sacrifice, they lived their whole life was one of sacrifice. Varu means actually the best, so best among them. So the Varu Yasaha means these ladies that she is describing who are traveling with their husbands and friends, or Uttamam, Uttama Strihal. Or if it is Varu Tasaha, whichever way it is written in your book, Varu Tasaha means they are going in big groups. Okay, they're going in groups. Groups of things are going. Prayantihi, they're all going, traveling. Anya Yoshitaha, the other Strigal. Yoshitu means three. Anya, see, she talked about herself in the previous lokam. Now, Anya Yoshitaha, the other trees, Pasya, look at them. Swami, look at all these other trees are also going, not only me. They're all going with their husbands and their friends and beautiful, resplendent at white spatial airplanes that look like Hamsa bird it is, right? And they're all going in groups and groups. Look at them, Pasya. Then number 13. Katham Sutayaha Pitrugeha Kautukam Nisamya Devaha Sukharya Nengate Anahuta Api Abhiyanti Sauhrudam Bhartruhu Guroho Deha Krutascha Ketanam. Let me read that again so you could follow it. Katam Sutayaha Pitrugeha Kautukam Nisamya Devaha Suravarya, not Sukharya, Suravarya, that makes sense. Suravarya Nengate Anahuta api abhiyanti sauhrudam bhartruhu guroho deha krutascha ketanam. कथं सुतायाः पितृगेह कौतुकं निशम्य देवः सुरवर्य नेङ्गते अनाहुता अपि अभियन्ति सौहृदं भर्तुः गुरोः देहकृतश्च केतनम्. Suravarya. Vara means best. Sura among the devas. O Sivaperuman, Suravarya, the best among all the devas. Pitru Geha Kautukam. Now, Pitru means fathers, my father. And Geha in his house, the Kautukam, the festival. Pitrugeha Kautukam, the festival, the yagam that is taking place in my father's house. About that, Nisamya, hearing that, Sutayaha Devaha Katham Na Ingate, she says. Sutayaha, the daughters, Deham, a body, Katham, how, Na Ingate, how will it not go? How will it not stay without going? Na ingate. After hearing about the father's, the utsavam that is taking place in the father's house, how can a daughter's body stay behind and not go there? Now, next is very important. Remember, they have not been invited to the yagam. She came to know about it from others talking, conversing among themselves. Nobody reported to her. She just happened to hear it. Okay, remember that. So now she says, Anahutaha api, even though we have not been invited, Sauhrudam Ketanam, Sauhrudam Bhartuhu Guroho Deha Krutaha cha, let me take one at a time. Even though you have not been invited, Sauhrudam for your best friend's house, Bhartuhu for your husband's house, Guroho for your teacher's, guru's house, Ketanam means house, Deha Krutaha cha for your father's Ketanam, Sauhrudam Ketanam, Bhartuhu Ketanam, Guroho Ketanam, Deha Kritaha cha Ketanam. The friend's house, husband's house, teacher's, guru's house, and father's house. Anahutaha hapi, even though you have not been invited, the abhiyanti, we can go. Why not? They all go like that only. Because why do you need invitation to go to your father's house and husband's house and guru's house and friend's house? So you can go even though you've not been invited. That's the argument she makes. Okay. Let me read this slokam again. It's a very, very interesting question. Okay, that we all have in today's world. Please understand. Katham sutayaha pitrugeha kautukam nisamya devaha suravarya nengate anahutaha api abhiyanti sauhrudam bhartuhu guroho deha kritascha ketanam. Number 14. Now she's making a case, wanting to go. Okay, now in 14, oh, we are in 14, not 15 yet. Okay, 14. Tanme prasida idam amarthya vanchitam kartuhu bhavan karunikah bata arhati tvaya atmanah ardhe aham adabhra chakshusha nirupitama anugrahana yachitaha. I'll read it slowly. Tanme prasida idam amarthya vanchitam kartu bhavan karuniko bhata arhati tvaya atmanah ardhe aham adabhra chakshusha nirupita ma anugrahana yachitaha. Beautifully she makes an argument here. Okay? But in a different way than what Sita was making the same argument to Rama when Rama asked her to stay behind in Ayodhya. But she made it in a different way and more powerfully. Here she puts the same truth that Ardhanarishwara, I'm half of you, but in a different way she makes that argument. Let us see. Tat, therefore, Amartya, one who is deathless. We are all Martyas. Okay, Martya is another name for you and me who are all going to die. Amartya means without any death. That means when there is no birth, there is no death. Amartya, Prasida, please, Anugraham, give me, bless me, please be kind to me. Ye Karunikaha Bhavan, Karunikaha, you are nothing but an ocean of mercy and compassion. Oh, Bhavan, you. Bhavan means a polite way of addressing you. Bhavan Karunikaha, you are nothing but ocean of mercy and compassion. Please, Prasida, please bless me, please be kind to me. Me idam vanchitam, may my idam, this vanchitam desire, kartum, to fulfill it. Arhati, you are the one who's deserved, who most deserve to fulfill my desire. Arhati means to deserve. To deserve means you have the qualification to be able to do it. Okay, that is what deserve actually means. Okay, and so you are the one, most qualified, most competent, the correct person to fulfill my desire. Me Bhavan, me idam vanchitam kartum arhati. You are the one most qualified, most competent, and also the correct right. You have the right also to, and the responsibility, etc., goes with that, to fulfill my desire, this desire of mine. Now, adabra chakshusha tvaya. Now, the word adabra adabra chakshusha. See, what is we call it as Atmajnanam, the third eye, colloquially we say third eye, Sarvabhauma as third eye. And we all know Agya Chakra and the third eye is there. What is it exactly? That is Adabra Chakshusha, the same vision that Bhagavan granted Arjuna to look at the Viswarupam, so that he could actually experience the Viswarupam. The Chakshusha means eye, Adabra means knowledge. So this is the Atmajnanam. This is the vision of love, vision of selfless, conditionless, reasonless, non-judgmental love that is its nature, always expanding. Again, I shared this with you several times. Seen through the eyes of love, all thoughts are innocent. All beings are beautiful. And all actions are sacred. That is how Bhagavan looks at you and me through the vision of love. We are all beautiful to him. We are all innocent to him. We are all, anything you do, they are all sacred actions. It is unbelievable it is. So that is what Adabra Chakrusha means. Adabra Chakrusha. It is not just a jnanam and something that is philosophical. No. This is the vision of love. So, Swami, you are the one who is most qualified and competent to fulfill my desire. Adabra Chakshusha Tvaya. Because you, Adabra Chakshusha, with your vision of love. Previously she said Karunika, ocean of compassion, right? And you, Adabra Chakshusha, through your vision of love, Tvaya, by you, Aham. It is only through your love and compassion, Tvaya, your compassion and love, Aham Atmanaha Ardhe Nirupita Bhata. Only through your compassion and love, because that vision of love your half of you, I've been put there, I've been established there, I've been kept there, only through your love and compassion, isn't it? Bata, she says. So, Yachitaha ma anugrahana. Yachitaha, I'm praying to you. I'm submitting to you. Yachitaha, one who is praying to you through my prayers, may to me, anugrahana, please, anugraham, do give me anugraham, fulfill my desire of going home, attending the yagam. Okay, beautiful Sanskrit padangal are there. I hope it's clear to you. Let's move on and take one more today. Next one is Slokam number 15. Rishihi Uvacha. This Rishi here is Maitreya. So Maitreya now continues because it is very important how beautifully Vyasa Bhagavan has composed this. We are all now listening to Sati Devi speaking to Sivaperuman. So it has been broken. Now Maitreya is continuing. That means Maitreya is speaking. So we don't mistake. Evam Giritraha Priyaya Abhibhashitaha Prati Abhyadatta Pragasan Suhrut Priyaha Sasmaritaha Marma Bhidaha Kuvagishun Yanaha Ko Visvasrijam Samakshataha. Now, some words are familiar to you and some will not be, but we will, the unusual words, we'll understand the meanings, okay? Kuvak is one. Kuvak, Ishun, then Yan, Aha. Okay, those are the words. Kuvak, Rishun, Yan, Aha is broken into Kuvak, Vak, Suvak, Kuvak. Okay, Kuvak means speech or words. Suvak means good speech. Samvak means that is best, everything is absolutely in oneness, okay, without any differentiation, so beautiful. But Kuvak means cruel words, okay. Ishun means Kuvak, Ishun, combined together, it is, Kuvak is bad words, Ishun spoken, okay, the very malicious, cruel words. Then Yan, which Aha spoke. We'll come to that in a minute. Yevam Geritraha Priyaya Abhibhashitaha Prati Abhyadatta Pragasan Suhrut Priyaha Samsaritaha Marma Bhidaha Kuvakishun Yan Aha Ko Visvasrijam Samakshataha. Rishihi Uvacha, the Rishi said, Maitreya now says, Yevam Priyaya Abhibhashitaha. Yevam, thus, Priyaya, with his wife, by his wife, one who is darling to him, dear to him, Abhibhashitaha, spoken to. Thus spoken to by his wife, Suhrut Priyaha, one who Bhagavan, if I conduct myself in a suhrut means well-wishing for everyone. Not mitra means friend. Suhrut is one step higher than that, which is, come what may, whatever I do is for the benefit of others, for the welfare and well-being of others, and with a sincere yearning in my heart. That is suhrut. And when I am like that, who loves me the most? Priyaha, that Bhagavan loves that. When I'm sacrificing myself, selfless love I'm conducting, then I'm most dear to Bhagavan. That Bhagavan. So, Evam thus Priyaya Abhibhashitaha, thus spoken to by his wife, and Suhrut Priyaha, the one who loves all the Suhrus, who's special. Remember, everybody Bhagavan loves. But the Athita Priyaha, the Bhagavan says in Bhagavad Gita, it is extremely dear to me, he says. Okay, that's the difference that there is there. So, who is this? One who has been spoken to by his wife and one who loves the Suhruts. Yan, that's Kaha. Yan, which words, kaha dakshan, visvasrijam samakshataha, visvasrijam Brahma, samakshataha, in his presence, in the presence of Brahma, which words that Dakshan aha he spoke. So now, putting it in English so far, so you understand, thus spoken to by his wife, that Bhagavan who is Suhrit Priyaha, now the words spoken by Daksha in the presence of Brahma, those words, marma vidaha, marmam. Now, we see in Ramayana and Mahabharata in war and all that arrows are thrown, arrows are directed at marmasthanangal. Marmasthanam means not easily visible, but the nucleus, the pinpoint, by hitting that you cause maximum pain. Each one of us have it, right? We know physically, mentally, we all have this marmasthanangal. So marma vidaha, those marmasthanangal, the thing that have attacked it, which means extremely cruel. And kuvak ishun, the cruel words, malicious words, that is what spoken by Daksha in the presence of Brahma. The Sivaperuman, who is being thus spoken to by his wife, and the Suhrit Priyaha, now samsmaritaha, he recalls, he remembers the cruel words spoken by Daksha that hits maximum cruelty, causing maximum pain in Marmasthanam. He spoke those words in the presence of Brahma. Now Bhagavan samsmaritaha, he remembering that. Giri Traha, we covered that earlier, Paramasivan. Pragasan, with a beautiful punnagai, we say in Tamil, with a beautiful smile, okay, on his face, like the way Krishna Bhagavan started teaching the Gita to Arjuna and through him to you and me. How, when Bhagavan has a prasanna, that beautiful smile, that itself gives you so much confidence, okay? And it's indescribable beauty in that smile, okay? It is not like your smile and my smile. It is very different. And it is not a full laughter, or it doesn't, the lips don't open, the teeth don't show and all that. But it is a prahasan. It's beautiful, okay? Very blissful it is. And that prahasan, prati abhyadatta, he gave a reply. So thus spoken to by his wife, that Bhagavan Sivaperuman, who is Suhrit Priyaha, recalled the words, the cruelest words spoken by Daksha in the presence of Brahma. And then recalling that, it's a nice smile, beautiful smile on his face, he replied to Sati Devi. Now, the question will come, Bhagavan is Bhagavan. There is no Sukham, there is no Dukkham. Why is he having recalling all this thing? He's supposed to go. No, it's not like that. See, as a human being, you and me and everybody, when something is mentioned to us about somebody is being mentioned to us, even though we may be completely devoid of that for a long time, what comes to our mind? Either the good that person did or the bad that person did, isn't it? And especially when somebody has been cruel to us, has been malicious to us, or whatever it may have happened, the moment that person's name is mentioned or whatever, even after 10 years, 50 years, doesn't matter, the first thing that comes to our mind is that automatically. That is what is meant here. Okay? Prahasan. And why he's got a smile? Because he's actually above all this, not bothered with any of these, right? But Bhagavan, the entity, divinity is like that. But when they come as an avataram, as Rama carried out his role in the play that he was enacting. Sita was gone and he was crying in separation, right? Pangs of separation. Krishna was crying when his mother Yasoda tied him to the mortar, right? So many things we have seen, even though they are avatarangal, they also carry out the play in the human form. So you must understand both. So Prahasan, it's an unbelievable, blissful, peaceful, and smile, the birth of a smile, so to speak, okay? And that is so infectious when you see it. And then Prati Abhyabhatta, he gave a reply back. So what Sivavarman spoke and what reply he gave, that carries us from Slokam 16 to Slokam 25. That's 10 slokangal are there unto the end of this Adhyayam. And with Bhagavan's grace, we will take all of them together tomorrow. And if it takes a little bit longer, please stay behind for it. That way you have the full conversation in one stream. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om Samastalokaha Sukhino Bhavantu Samastalokaha Sukhino Bhavantu Samastalokaha Sukhino Bhavantu. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om.